The parent kind of most crucial role during the college admissions process is really making sure that the student is staying on task and meeting those deadlines, especially when it comes to ones outside of their control, like FAFSA, where you have to submit tax documents. The parent is really crucial here in making sure that information gets to FAFSA on time so you can be qualified for any financial aid or loans that you may be offered. As for do's and don'ts, I would say definitely talk with your student about potential career paths that they might be interested in. There's many majors that can lead to certain career paths, and it's not always the most obvious ones. Generally, what I see is people that want to go to medical school might apply for biology, but there's really a slew of majors that can lead you to medical school, which I think is something schools are much more open to these days. As for a don't, I would say kind of let the student and the advisor work through the essay. The essay can be a very personal piece of writing and a time to explore kind of their whole life. And I think when parents get involved or overly involved in this process, it can leave the student to not want to share certain pieces of information that can make for a really beautiful essay. So I would say give your kids a little bit of freedom in that regard, and I'll handle the rest. Depending on what year your student is in, there are many programs they can participate during the summer. I generally recommend freshmen and sophomores pursue pre-college programs if applicable to them. There are some at private universities. I personally went to free ones at community colleges near me. So any kind of program like that is really beneficial. Once you get to junior or senior year, those summers, it's more important to be doing work that's in your field or at least creating something. So internships, research projects, summer institutes, jobs even. And just keeping busy during the summer is the most important thing. When applying to college, parents can be really helpful in providing emotional support in terms of giving students space to kind of work through what they need to, but also providing a framework to help them. Some students do require more structure than others, so understanding your students' needs and applying adequately, I think, is best. Obviously, that's easier said than done, so I wish you luck. So in college applications, they usually ask for parents' information really for context and demographic purposes. For example, when they get into the really nitty-gritty, maybe choosing between one or two students, they might be comparing extracurricular or academic opportunities. But to give context to the application, they might look at a parent's educational background, and see that, maybe student A didn't have parents that went to college and thus didn't know that they should be doing certain programs during the summer or doing certain extracurriculars, so they didn't really have the opportunity to do those. As if student B did have all those opportunities, but they still didn't, that would give additional context. So somebody might choose student A over student B just because of that additional parental context. So when submitting FAFSA, what's most important that you need are your tax information and your assets information. Usually I recommend going to an accountant or whoever handles your taxes to get that information. That is what I did, told my mom to drive me. Take me to the tax lady, we'll figure this out. And that was kind of the most helpful there because it could be a pretty confusing process on what's required, especially if the student is doing this alone.